Many people find themselves awake at oddball hours, perhaps questioning their habits and routines. For 18 years, I have grappled with the question of why I stay up until 4 a.m., even when I am not engaged in anything particularly important. But the thought of going to bed at midnight feels like it would rob me of something essential. My disdain for mornings is not about the beauty of sunrise or the freshness of the day. It stems from 2 decades of forced awakenings that felt like violent extractions from sleep. Each morning carries the weight of countless early starts, where I had to override my instincts and drag myself into environments I hated. After spending 20 years working in an office, I now work for myself, doing what I enjoy. Logically, I know that mornings cannot harm me anymore. Yet, the habit remains. Each morning is a reminder of the years spent in a rigid schedule, dictated by others. As a child, I often asked, "Is tomorrow a day off?" This question was not mere curiosity. It reflected my longing for autonomy in a world that dictated my schedule. For many who grew up in toxic environments, the night became a sanctuary. It was the only time when manipulative parents were asleep and the constant criticism ceased. The house, which felt like a minefield during the day, became livable in darkness. Nighttime offered a reprieve from the demands of others, allowing for a sense of safety and quiet. For those with sensory sensitivities, the night is a time when stimulation drops to manageable levels, making it the best time for creative activities. During my time in Edinburgh, I would walk through the city at night, grocery shopping at 2 a.m. The absence of crowds and social expectations transformed the city into something beautiful and bearable. The same principle applies to many who find daytime overwhelming. Night is not an escape, but a time when spaces become habitable. In the daylight, we wear masks to function, but at night we can drop the performance. Society often views late-night habits as irresponsible, framing them as a moral failure. The judgment is not about health or productivity, but about refusing to synchronize with the collective rhythm. Schools, offices, and shops operate on strict schedules, and those who deviate from these norms are seen as vidos. Articles promoting the need to fix sleep schedules perpetuate the idea that different bodies have wrong rhythms that require correction. Studies indicate that night owls experience higher rates of depression and anxiety. However, this correlation does not imply causation. The real issue may lie in the chronic violation of natural rhythms. When individuals are forced to conform to a schedule that does not align with their biological needs, it can lead to psychological distress. The problem is not the chronotype itself, but the systemic insistence on temporal homogeneity. The late-night hours are not merely procrastination. They represent a reclamation of time. Each minute past midnight is a moment stolen back from the demands of tomorrow. While I may pay for this choice with exhaustion, it is a choice I make for myself, not one imposed by someone else's schedule. It feels like a quiet refusal to comply fully with societal expectations. Many of us have internal clocks that run longer than 24 hours. Left to our natural rhythms, we would drift forward through time, going to bed and waking up later each day. This is not a disorder, but a biological variation. Some bodies resist the solar dictatorship, and this should be accepted rather than pathologized. After midnight, the mental static clears. During the day, we navigate through the psychological discharge of others, but at night, cognitive bandwidth opens up. This time allows for independent thought without interference. The night is not just physically quiet, it is psychically quiet, offering a space for reflection and creativity. The conversation around chronotypes often focuses on individual optimization and aligning with societal requirements. However, the real question should be why anyone should have to destroy their natural rhythm to participate in society. Every individual should have the right to determine their own sleep schedule. The fact that institutional structures favour one chronotype does not grant moral authority to pathologise others. If you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., scrolling through nothing or staring at ceilings, you may not be broken. Those late-night hours might be the only time when you can exist without performing functionality. The night does not make us special, but it may be the only time we remember we are real, conscious, autonomous, and temporarily free from the schedules written for our lives before we could write our own.